Programs Coordination Division's PCD News Media. I'm Karen Palmer, your news anchor for today's segment, which is entitled Bright Beginnings After a 2-Year Lockdown. In today's program, we will have a picture highlights of what has taken place within the Programs Coordination Division between April and June 2022. Included are performances from our multi-talented children. But before we delve into this special feature in earnest, let us take a break as we share with you some news coming from the Programs Coordination Division's Summer Workshop. Welcome back to PCD News Media. We bring to you bright beginnings after a 2-year lockdown. Here are some of our children singing the Hosanna and the Hallelujah a cappella style. Here we have Rashida and the Young Kings.
Hosanna, hallelujah, he saves me, I've got the joy of the Lord. Hosanna, hallelujah, he saves me, I've got the joy of the Lord. Hosanna, hallelujah, he saves me, I've got the joy of the Lord. Hosanna, hallelujah, he saves me, I've got the joy of the Lord.
Thank you, Rashida and Young Kings. The Programs Coordination Division is the main children's arm of the Institute of Jamaica. There are 2 subunits in this division, namely the Junior Center, which began in 1940, and the Simón Bolívar Cultural Centre, which was incorporated in 2015. The PCD News Media has team coverage of the happenings at the centers over this 3-month period, and Mrs. Nadine Boothwood, Center Manager at the Simón Bolívar Cultural Centre, now reports.
Thank you very much, Ms. Palmer. Saludos, amigos, saludos, greetings, friends. Well, April 4 saw the reopening of our center to the public. We've been doing all we could do behind the scenes, virtually. However, we knew that the new normal was coming and we had to just get back in touch with the physical aspects of things, face-to-face interaction, of course, while recognizing that we need to maintain the protocols because we're still in a pandemic. So on April 4th, as I just mentioned, 2022, we had an outdoor broadcast on a portico right at the front of the Simón Bolívar Cultural Centre. There, we just showcased the programs that we are offering, Latin dance, Spanish after-school programs, access to the library, and most of our other programs in terms of tours and rental of the space, which is available as well for small groups. And so we just wanted to re-engage the community. They know exactly what we're about already, but we're just taking the opportunity at that time to say, here we are, we're back, we're ready for business. And that day, I think, went quite well. Following on in May now, we had our tours. We had a few tours in May. We had a group from Belize. It was a mixed group. They were university students. They came to get information for their studies. They came from Belize, Colombia, the UK, and there was a Jamaican representative among them as well. And the tour was conducted by the center manager. The students seemed to have been quite appreciative of the wealth of information that they gave there. Later on in the month, we had students from our very own University of the West Indies here in Jamaica. They're actually heritage students pursuing their masters there at the university. And they came as part of their research project as well to get information. There were about 10 of them in that group. And so we were only so very happy to have had it there. Moving right on into May, when we had our very, very interesting activity to mark the 207th anniversary of the arrival of Simón Bolívar in Jamaica. This event is an annual event that we host here at the center. And this year we mark the event with poetry and musical presentations and the main address from the Charge d'Affaires of the Venezuelan Embassy right here in Jamaica. The lineup of the program, really from the beginning to end, if we may take it that way, we had the welcome being done by our very own Director of the Program's Coordination Division, Mrs. Jacqueline O'Shea, followed by Mr. Vivian Crawford, who brought greetings. Mr. Vivian Crawford, of course, the Executive Director. And we had greetings as well from the President of the Bolivarian Jamaican Society. Her delivery was superb, full of information and life. It was almost as though she was the main speaker, not off stage the Charge d'Affaires, who followed her with the main address. Our visitors included members from various embassies across Kingston here. We had persons from the Russian Embassy, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Mexico, China sent their apologies because they were unable to make it. Students from St. Peter and Paul and the Genesis Academy. So we had a good lineup of good representations. 2 students from the Genesis Academy performed a piece called Genesis. And these 2 students, I must mention, are gold and silver medalists from the JCDC Drum Fest 2022. Their piece was very well received. And we had our very own Cleon Golding performing a poetry piece dedicated to the students. We had 2 members of staff who performed 2 separate pieces which were done on the anniversary date of our celebration of the 206th anniversary of Simón Bolívar arriving in Jamaica. We did those 2 poems that were written by students just to remind some of our visitors who would have been present there of this competition that we usually host annually. And they did well also. Online we had visitors from the Université des Antilles et de la Guyane. That is a French university located in Guadeloupe, French Caribbean. And also there was a school from Westmoreland, New Horizon Preparatory. They were online as well because we wanted to kind of have a hybrid opportunity for those who were not able to come into the physical space because persons had gotten accustomed to staying where they are to some extent. So we tried as best as possible to provide that option, but it was mainly open to persons outside of the Kingston area, outside of our shores. So the program culminated with a tour of the exhibition space, which was conducted by our curatorial assistant, Miss Runnock. And the students had all there. They really enjoyed it and they found it quite informative. They were just interacting and asking questions about the artifacts that we had gotten from the Jamaican museums and the other artifacts that were provided from the Venezuelan embassy as well. So the students had a field day asking questions. I think they really benefited from it. It was a good learning experience for them. And the teachers gave us that response as well. At the end of the program, they said, you know, we really appreciate it. You invited us here. We enjoyed it. We didn't really know so much about Simón Bolívar or the center, you know, about so much history between Jamaica and Latin America. So they really, really enjoyed it. And to top it off, like the icing on the cake, we had eateries from Latin America and the Jamaican cuisine. So they could have sampled that, and again, students had a few days. The Latin American flavor was provided by the Venezuelan Embassy, and the Caribbean flavor was provided by the Institute of Jamaica. The day was quite a success. We just want to continue to thank you for supporting us as we continue with our mandate of strengthening the ties between Latin America and the Caribbean. Letting good reporting for PCD News.
Some very interesting observances happened at the Simón Bolívar Cultural Centre. Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Gooden. We will now take a few more performances. Up next, we have a dance entitled Never Let Me Down, performed by Kiona and Atara, followed by a song from Rashida, Can't Give Up Now.
It's for you.
far to leave me. There will be trials, never said I would fall, never said that everything would go the way I wanted to go. But when my back's against the wall and I feel that hope is lost, I just lift my head up to the sky, give me strength to go on. I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road will be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road will be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
The Greater Portmore Junior Centre was established in 1996 by the Matalon family. They too have some exciting things to share. We now take the report from Ms. Sandra Brown, the Acting Programs Officer.
Thank you, Ms. Farmer. Good day, everyone. The Greater Portmore Junior Centre opens its door after 2 years of lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. On Tuesday, March 10, 2020, the first COVID-19 case was confirmed in Jamaica. The COVID-19 protocols were implemented, which resulted in the closure of public schools and the implementation of work from home by several organizations. This was a major setback for students, as only a few could gain access to online learning. Schools were closed for approximately 2 years, including the junior centers. Then there came a light on the horizon. Registration at the Greater Portmore Junior Centre recommenced on April 4, 2022, and opened its door to the public on May 2, 2022. 22 students registered for the after-school program, 13 returning and 9 new students. However, it was not business as usual. The regular activities had to be placed on hold. The staff would work as a team and engage the students in educational and interactive activities. Paper making, sewing, drumming, movie day games were some of the activities offered at the center. Let me highlight some of the activities conducted during the month of May. Paper making and art and craft. Mrs. Dorothy Ware from the Simón Bolívar taught the children how to make birds from cartridge paper, and they were very excited. Mrs. Safi Barrett Smile, the paper making teacher, she taught the children how to make some beautiful handmade postcards from paper. The program's officer facilitated the students in making fishes and bouquets for Mother's Day using paper as well. Whole time people say, we have to take it on and make fashion. The program's officer facilitated the students in making aprons in preparation for their food preparation day. They went all out as they were looking forward to that day. Food preparation day came, and the students were very excited. They made cheese and cornbread sandwiches and made juice as well. Man, it was yummy. One of the students ran me down after class and said, "Miss, I will never forget today." And what is childhood without games and movie? We had puzzle competitions and other fun activities. And at the end of the program, the students were given tokens for being such excellent participants. And so the short but fulfilling term came to an end. Sandra Brown reporting for PCD News Media. Over to you, Ms. Palmer. Thank you.
That was awesome, Ms. Brown, team and children. Thank you. We pause for a cause and resume after this break. We resume the showcase of performances with Khalil performing Drum Beat. Now for the chain breakers in the persons of Jonathan, Atara, and Kiona.
There's no
Next in the lineup is a dance by Rashida and Triple K, Kimani, Kimoya, and Kimon, called Encounter. They are backed by the song of the same name by Positive.
It's more than a feeling, more than the blessings, yeah. I want a new experience, strengthen my senses. Like a better night, I want to see this free. Draw me closer, Lord, just like a chain reaction. When I give you devotion, yeah. You're taking me higher again. I'm a person, I'm ready, ready high. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Wherever you are, I want to have an encounter. Wherever I go, I want to be there. I want to see you in all your glory. Encounter, visit me again. Father, visit me again. Then my life will change forever. Visit me I know you're not sleeping, Father, I'm not there. Won't you give me a response, yeah? I want to know all about you. Like a little seed, I'm not in the kingdom. Draw me closer, Lord, just like a chain reaction. When I give you devotion, yeah. You're taking me higher again. Father, I say, I'm ready high. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Wherever you are, I want to have an encounter. Wherever I go, I want to be there. I want to see you in all your glory. Encounter, visit me again. Father, visit me again. Then my life will change forever. Visit me
Kiona now performs the poem Make Me Grow.
Leave me, make me grow, big man. Leave me, my have future plans and big man. You're not gonna mash up my plan. My future is bright, I'm like a sunshine. So leave me, make me grow, big man. Leave me, my have future plans and big man. You're not gonna mash up my plan. My future is bright, I'm like a sunshine. So leave me, make me grow, big man.
The PCD News Media would like to highlight the creativity and bravery of our students, who, despite not being engaged in practicing the performing arts for the last 2 months, decided to merge their talents and produce performances for our viewing pleasure. The third center of focus in this feature is the East Street Junior Center. The center resumed after school activities on April 4, and I now share the highlights. The East Street Junior Center resumed its activities on April 4, and we were facilitated by many persons internally and externally. We had the National Museum Jamaica do a presentation on the Tainos, and also conducted a touch tour where the students were able to see up close and to handle Taino artifacts. The conservationists described the process of coin cleaning and engaged the children in making a lava lamp. Their presentation was so exciting that we extended it and had a tour of the spaces of the National Museum Jamaica. The children toured the Taino, Ubuntu, Treasures, Mysteries and Stories, and the Port Royal exhibits. Mr. Chaplain Williams from the National Land Agency spoke on the advances in mapping made through the use of drone technology. He introduced the students to the drones via video and had one on location to demonstrate the parts and to show how it was flown. The children were really excited at this and were even more so fascinated with the fact that a picture was taken using the drone's camera. Liberty Hall, the legacy of Marcus Garvey, had a PowerPoint presentation showing the life and legacy of Marcus Garvey. And we completed this exposure by taking a tour of Liberty Hall and the Multimedia Museum, which is located at 76 Upper King Street in Kingston. The Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine, particularly the chemistry department, with forensic science officers Kristen K. Fisher and Rochelle Wallace, presented on the forensic sciences, the different branches, to our children. They also demonstrated via video the mechanics of firing a gun and how to test for gunshot residue. They further engaged the children by having them test for the levels of THC in marijuana or ganja, and the students used the handheld Raman spectrometry machine to identify unknown solids. A few of the students further explored on how to test for gunshot residue. Now we're going to speak some Spanish. Well, not really. The children, however, were introduced to the Simón Bolívar Cultural Centre, where Ms. Rhea Rollock, the curatorial assistant, took them on a guided tour of the Salon de Bolívar, as well as the interpretation room, which highlighted the life's work of other freedom fighters and providing them with information on artifacts sourced from the National Museums Jamaica, and allowing them to interact with toys and musical instruments from the Venezuelan embassy. Elder Winston Rowe spoke with the children on the Child Month theme, Listen Up, Children's Voices Matter. Mr. Cleon Golding, dog poet, facilitated poetry and story building sessions. And an art and craft session was facilitated where students prepared Mother's Day cards. And of course, thank God it's Friday. Fridays were designated as movie days. The program's coordination division hosted its 12th annual Hush Children's Symposium under the theme Bounce Back and Pitch Forward. It was held on Wednesday, May 25 in a blended format, with the lecture hall being the location of focus, and other participants were hosted on the Zoom platform and on the Institute of Jamaica's YouTube channel. The Rice Life Management Services and Jamaican Cold Pressed Juices mounted booths, and the latter offered juice samples. Ms. Kalia Smith of the Junior Achievement Jamaica made presentations along with Ms. Lanicia Roden, the CEO of Young Women and Men of purpose. We thank all participants and the Jamaica National Foundation for offering support to enable us to have another successful staging. The National Child Month Committee is a partner of the program's coordination division, and they hosted on Friday, May 20, which was National Children's Day, Picnic Party 3.0 live and direct. Our students entered the competitive component of this event, and we had one submission done by Kiona and Atara, a poem entitled Children Matter. They placed second in their 10 to 12 age category and were awarded for their efforts on Wednesday, June 1, with gifts from Jamaica National, Sangster's Bookstores, KFC, and from the National Child Month Committee. We thank all those who voted for them in the popular vote segment. Annually, the division stages the Heroes for Children project, where our children become heroes for other children who are in state or private care. Last year, the target was the St. Andrew Parish Church Home for Girls, and we had approached the Tourism Enhancement Fund to offer additional support to the home who were in need of a refrigerator and a washing machine. This came to a reality on Wednesday, May 4, when Dr. Kerry Wallace, the chairman of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, made the presentation of these appliances to the manager, Mrs. Carleen Jennings. The Institute of Jamaica Programs Coordination Division and our centers have done tremendously well over these 2 months, and we thank all persons for the roles that you play to make our efforts successful. Thank you. We will now be entertained by another set of performances from our children. Coming back on stage are Kiona singing Linstead Market, and she's accompanied by Khalil on drums. The militant rhythms of Cynthia Eviro's Stand Up.
So I'm gonna stand
Daquan and Jonathan.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
You raise me up so water stormy seas.
I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk in stormy seas. Yeah, I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Yeah, you raise me up so I can stormy seas. Yeah, I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Before we go, let me introduce you to one of our facilitators, dub poet Mr. Cleon Rasjaja Golding, as he delivers a piece from his repertoire entitled Social Living.
Give thanks and praise and your heights, you know. So this one named Social Living. So the word is reconstructionism. So people reconstruct all strands of the ism. Get some blessing. Join hands together and have a social living. Improve the quality of life. Live better with your husband, better with your wife. To be social, we have to be in order. Honor your mother, honor your father, honor your sister, honor your brother. And make me hear say you left out your neighbor. We have to create a very new society. And this I want to know, I feel in a unity. It has to urge up a gradual change. And people we just have to rearrange. Governance in the schools, youth not fit all fools. We have to recognize our good decision, just trying off a wrong. And a fairy tale or rap pam pam. We have to perform, yes, professionally to the time when you see a modern society. Recreate and build a public education. That's it have to please, yes, each and every one. Use the power of science to solve the problem. Natural medical business, the people defend and create opportunity for more employment. We want the future to be bright, not to be bleak. Open your eyes wide, start from peak. Let the haves have and the have not get all people of the world computer literate. So we could reconstruct all strands of the ism. Get some blessing, join hands together and have a social living. I so make we bless it and set it.
To contact Mr. Cleon Rasjaja Golding, call him at 876-783-3476 or email him at motivejaja@yahoo.com or motivejaja@gmail.com. As we wind down our feature presentation, allow the children to inspire us as they perform If Caterpillars Can Fly, So Can I by Agent Sasco.
Like the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly, you too were born to fly.
I was born with everything I need to be me. The waves inside my mind to set me free. I know I got vision more than my eyes can see. And I know my destiny. So
skills them. I let you talk, no one kill them. Then choose your reason, and no matter how hard you try, there's a fact you can't deny. I know it caterpillars can fly, so can I, so can I, yeah. I know it caterpillars can fly, so can I, so can I, yeah. Yes, I know that I can fly, for I learned the laws of life. I know it caterpillars can fly, so can I, so can I. I was born with everything I need to be. The ways my mind to set me free. I don't want to be more than I can see, and I know I rule my destiny. So no matter how hard you try, then you will never change my mind. I know we've got to be this can fly, so can I, yeah. I know we've got to be this can fly, so can I, so can I.
Just before we go, we have a little brought up for you. Let us welcome to the PCD stage for the very first time, Raheem Fletcher. Raheem is a student of the Charlemont High School and has entered the JCDC Festival of the Performing Arts with his band and as a soloist. He has won 2 gold medals as a soloist and 2 gold medals with the school's band, which has been acclaimed Best Band. Let us welcome him as he shares his musical talent on the saxophone. was excellent. And we can find him at Real Raheem on Instagram and at Raheem Fletcher Music on YouTube. Thank you for joining the PCD News Media team today as we share this special feature. Thanks to all of our children across the centers who brought more laughter and vibrancy back to our operations after these 2 years. Thank you to our parents, guardians, members of the team of the Institute of Jamaica and from the National Library of Jamaica. To our guest performers, Mr. Cleon Rasjaja Golding and Raheem Fletcher. To all other individuals and entities that played a part in making our resumption possible. We are truly grateful. On behalf of the news and production teams, I am Karen Palmer signing out. Thank you.